start with PGA Golf. They have teed off. This is the BMW Championships. This is part of the FedEx Cup. Massive prize money. This is a field of 50. Scotty Scheffler says, I don't know if we should be playing here. Here is Castle Park, Colorado. Elevation, 6,000 feet. Here, Castle Rock Course, 8,130 yards long. Longest course in the history of the PGA Tour. So they teed off today. We'll keep an eye on that. LIV. Have to read between the lines on this. LIV last week, televised on the CW channel here, only had 165,000 viewers nationwide.
Nationwide?
Nobody's watching it.
Oh, my God.
I watched a little bit of it. They're on the 18th hole on the final day, and I counted 30 people around the green. This is the final round of a big money tournament with the Koepkas and the Dustin Johnsons and DeChambeaus of the world. 30 people surrounded. Nobody's watching the tournaments. Nobody's going to the tournament. The whole thing is absurd. Anyhow, they got outdistanced by the Little League World Series and by pickleball that was on some other network. LIV drew 165,000 viewers in the United States. Now, where does this take us to? This is part of the story. CAA, the agency that represents great athletes, great actors, CAA has just signed a deal to negotiate the TV rights with the LIV here in the States. They want somebody with clout that is going to go to the negotiating table and get them a better TV contract. They've opened negotiations to leave CW to go to TBS. And of course, TBS lost the NBA. So your guy, Sir Charles Barkley, will be doing a studio show if they get this deal done about LIV golf.
No way.
Yes.
Barkley on golf?
Barkley, he's got opinions on everything.
Well, you know he does.
So that's the latest from the LIV. The CAA is a big firm in terms of a deal maker. Let's go to soccer. Chelsea, owned by Todd Boehly. Todd Boehly is one of the owners of the Los Angeles Dodgers. He spent $1.3 billion on players over the last 2 years to try to fix the franchise, and they're really struggling on the pitch. They have just put one of their top goal scorers, Raheem Sterling, on the trade block. They're going to move him in a transfer deal. Newcastle United, which is owned by the Saudis, has got the money and got the budget space to go get Raheem Sterling. Another one of their stars at Chelsea, Ben Chilwell, has been made available. And Leicester City, which just came out of relegations back in the EPL, they're going to make a run on him. So this Chelsea story is really big for those of you who follow soccer. That's your tidbit. Manchester City, they're in the middle of this war about violations of the salary cap and the revenue rules, EPL. They're negotiating to purchase the contract of a guy by the name of Ilkay Gundogan from FC Barcelona. This is a big-time World Cup scorer. He might be coming to the English Premier League, so stay tuned for that. U.S. Open tennis starts on Monday. Carlos Alcaraz, I should say, and all these stars, Djokovic. There's a huge controversy involving Jannik Sinner, a fast-developing young star. He tested positive for steroids up at Indian Wells in the spring in a tournament up there. Tested positive for steroids. They did an investigation, and they found out a massage therapist who was helping injured players at the tournament put a cream on to help him during a massage that had an illegal steroid. Sinner didn't know what was being given to him. They investigated. They interviewed everybody. The trainer who did it was not his personal trainer. It was another guy taking care of emergency injuries during the tournament. Sinner said, I'm innocent. I had no knowledge. Are you not responsible for what's in your own body? That's usually the common theme around all the professional sports as it relates to steroids and that type of stuff. Anyhow, the ITA, International Tennis Association, didn't suspend him despite the positive steroid test. Now, they took the $325,000 he won at Indian Wells, took 400 points by where he finished, but there was no suspension. So some of the other guys on the tour are saying, whoa, that doesn't sound fair. It doesn't sound right to me that he had steroids in his system. He said it was accidental. Trainer said he didn't realize there was something illegal in this cream that he was giving him. You know about that kind of stuff, Barry Bonds, the cream and the clear and all that.
Yeah,
You're
that's Balco.
educated in that stuff.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
Balco. So that's the latest there. I will tell you what, if you like auto racing, pal, on Sunday, this is must-see TV. The Dutch Grand Prix. We're talking about the unbelievable meltdown in Formula One racing and all the ill will involving the Red Bull team and their controversial driver, Max Verstappen, the fast-charging Mercedes-Benz, and Sir Lewis Hamilton, who's on his farewell tour, who's leaving Mercedes-Benz after a couple of really bad seasons, who's suddenly gotten hot. And then obviously the mess involving Team McLaren and their outspoken driver, Lando Norris. So if you like auto racing, this is must-see TV because there's a lot of ill will in the paddock, on pit lane, and on the track involving those three teams. And NASCAR. You knew this was coming. We told you about it months ago. Stewart-Haas is folding its entire NASCAR operation because of costs and the fact they've had no success and they can't find sponsors, and the red ink is starting to pile up. They just handed out layoff notices to 323 employees in North Carolina at their shops. They're folding 5 of the 6 teams, and they're putting everybody out on the street. Thanksgiving weekend, they just gave them all the advance notification of termination. So that's tough. So those are late-breaking stories that we thought you might find interesting. And I got one other tidbit here for smart guy. John and I have known each other a couple of years. We're about to finish our 200th podcast, which is pretty good that we've tolerated each other for this long. Why haven't you done for me what this YouTube guy did for Cristiano Ronaldo, the superstar in soccer?
Mm-hmm.
He just went on the YouTube channel, right?
Yeah.
On yesterday. In the first 6 hours of Ronaldo becoming active on YouTube live stream, 15.4 million subscribers in 6 hours.
6 hours?
6 hours.
Wow.
Almost broke the system. He went on Facebook. It's got 170 million Facebook followers. And on Instagram, 636 million. Now, you're the smarts behind my podcast. Why haven't you done that for me?
We're working on it. We're trying.
Those numbers staggering.
But you're not as good looking as Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
But that's incredible right there.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
15.4 million in the first 6 hours.
Yeah. I'm surprised he wasn't on social media already. I mean, so wow. That's
hooked up with the right guy, and I'm stuck with some guy in left field.
Some guy in left field.
Okay, you want to comment on the PGA or the other topics on the table?
Well,
go ahead.
Just real quick on the PGA. I mean, they're playing at elevation, so I think a Coors Field, the ball goes 10% further.
Yeah.
So that's probably why that course is so damn long.
8,130.
Yeah. So that's kind of interesting, you know. So that'll be fun to watch that. The other comment is the U.S. Open. First of all, the guy that got busted, Sinner, that's a rough last name. You know,
he's a really good young player.
Oh, he is. Yeah, I'm sure he is. But there's been these situations in other sports where a player, and you can give them to a degree a benefit of the doubt that they got a steroid unbeknownst to them.
Yeah, I mean, you subscribe to the whole Barry Bonds bullshit.
Oh, no. I don't subscribe to that. That's clear BS. But there are certainly situations, I think, where players have accidentally, gotten something in their food or whatever. And to your point, they are responsible for what they put in their body. But let's just step back a moment, because I've heard some people comment on this, is what if they created a league in whatever sport it is, and they said anything goes? Like, no, you can have as many steroids as you want. Everyone's going to be jacked up. I mean, do you think that would ever work?
I don't know. You're big. I mean, I know that you kept score. I don't know how you kept score on breakdancing in the Olympics. You'd probably subscribe to watch whatever the Super League is, Super Steroid League.
I just think it's kind of a funny idea. But in the end, it's really hard to police this sort of thing. So it makes sense that these organizations are being hardcore on it. And to you said the other tennis players, they're like, hey, man, this guy was juicing. How come he's not getting the full penalty? I think they have a right to be upset about that.
Yeah, interesting. Okay,